Now, based of the title, you might think I'm crazy because, getting fired, how the hell can that benefit you? But genuinely, getting fired from the offer I was in for a year was by far the best thing that's ever happened to me, and single-handedly the main reason why I was even able to become a 100K a year agency owner here in Croatia. Now, just to tell you like a backstory of what happened. So I started appointment setting 2.5 years ago. I was working with some shitty offers for like 4 or 5 months. Didn't make a single penny until I hopped on an offer with my mentor, with the same mentor who brought me in this sales game. And I was working with him for exactly a year. The very first day, when I hopped in his offer, I made my first ever commission. I thought I'm on the top of the world, the same way I'm currently right now, hiking in a random mountain in Croatia while having this beautiful scenery, beautiful landscape behind me. And by the way, yeah, that's exactly what even made me record this video. But I thought I was on top of the world. The commission was £55. And I was like, mate, I made it, you know? And for a year, I was grinding like crazy, making, I don't know, 2 3K per month every single month. And then all of a sudden I got a notification in July 2024 thinking, my mentor saying, yo bro, got some bad news. Unfortunately, my brother is off of uni and he's got plenty of time, so you're not required anymore. And I was like, oh shit bro, am I really gonna go broke? Because I wasn't aware of my skill set first. I wasn't aware that I can help literally anyone. And when you face such a devastating news, you're always like, oh shit, what now? And then instead of being a geek and trying to find another offer, because at the time when I got fired, I was running my coaching, my agency, and also setting. So I was spreading myself too thin. And setting was definitely my main source of income, but I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'm going homeless now, you know. And instead of searching for another offer to be safe, you know, I just decided to go all in with my agency. And within first month, I signed two clients that were at that time worth 6.5k euros each. You know. By the way, I'm not. Currently, I'm making all my money off of the revenue share, but that was the first stepping stone. That was a first step of me going outside of my comfort zone because I had to. I was fucking fired, And I swore to my life. I told myself like I'm never gonna get fired ever again in my life because yeah, it's definitely not a good feeling. And I just decided to go all in. Started grinding. 3 months after, to be fair, I was a bit mad on my at my mentor because he fired me, but yeah, 3 months after I invested into his one-on-one, and right now I'm 100K a year agency owner, But the thing is that without being fired, I would never be able to be at that level because I would constantly be in a comfort zone. I'd be like, yeah, I'm running a business, I'm setting, I'm good, I'm chilling, you know it's not a necessity. At that time, it wasn't a necessity for me to sign some clients because I was making bank off of as an appointment setter, But when I got fired, I was like, yeah, I can either go broke, I can either be like homeless, or I can just sign some clients. And I obviously had to sign some clients, and that's exactly what I did. I don't know how. It wasn't through outreach. I think it was through my network, but I got rewarded pretty much for the efforts that I started putting in fully in my offer. So, yeah, whether you're a business owner, like agency owner, coach, or you're just a sales rep wanting to quit your 9 to 5, whatever it is, the goal or the crucial aspect of me becoming successful. I mean, I'm not successful. I wouldn't consider myself successful because realistically 100K a year in today's society is not that much. In Croatia maybe it is, but you know it's not the finish line. I'm not satisfied like at all. There are other peaks to be conquered, you get me? But the crucial thing, if you truly want to be successful on a long term, is to just step out of your comfort zone. Whether you want it or not, you just need to. You just need to. Like in the previous video, I talked about how I failed at closing 2 deals, and I still managed to just go out there, hike here on my own, shoot some videos for YouTube, even though I didn't feel like it. It was definitely outside of my comfort zone to drive for like half an hour, but I know that I'm definitely gonna get rewarded because that's how this industry works. It's a completely performance based. You being a business owner, you pretty much depend on signing some clients. If you don't sign clients, if you don't have maybe some sort of monthly recurring revenue, you can pretty much make zero in a month. And the same with setting. If you don't do your outreaches, if you don't sort out your messages with leads every single day for hours and hours and hours, you won't make any money. The more you work, the better you get, the more you make. It's an exponential growth. And you stepping outside of the comfort zone is definitely what's gonna help you become better at it all. Because if someone said to you a couple months back or maybe even a couple years back that you'll be making money online, you surely wouldn't believe him because you'd be like, yeah, you're talking bunch of shit, it's not possible. But it's not that I'd say it's not that the industry got easier because you're not right now making money online. It's simply that the fact that you got stronger. You managed to build a thicker shield, and now your comfort zone is not here anymore, but it's here. You need to step out. In order to step outside of your comfort zone, you need to be here. And as you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you're gonna find a lot of things easier that were before considered hard for you. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. Hopefully I'm not just randomly chatting shit, but yeah, it's all about constant improvement and you constantly evolving and coming up with new ways. So I don't know what's gonna be like the next step for me. I generally don't know, but I know for a fact that, let's say, when I made my first 5K a month as a setter, I knew that if I wanted to hit 10K a month as a business owner, I couldn't be doing the same things I was doing as a setter because different goals require different inputs, you know. And no wonder I was running such a terrible business back then when I was also a setter because I just was spreading myself too thin. I considered it good, but I was realistically a slave of my own like work. I was working as a setter. I was a coach, hoping on coaching calls every now and then. I was an agency owner managing those two clients, but it was so draining, like 15 16-hour work days. And in reality I was working like a modern day 9 to 5, and to be fair, it wasn't even a 9 to 5, it was worse than that. But that's what I made it for myself. I made it a prison pretty much, the same way, the same thing I talked about in the last video. But yeah, like I said, different goals require different inputs, and whether you want to hit your first 5 10K a month, you gotta change your inputs. You gotta like step outside of your comfort zone and just face the reality. I know it's easier said than done, but that's generally what it's all about: stepping outside of the comfort zone and constantly coming up with new ways to improve. Me no, being in that offer, even though, by the way, don't get me wrong, on a monthly basis I was generating at least 20 25K a month for my client for 12 months consecutively, yet I still got fired. So that means that you only doing a good job is not enough. And fast forward today, the same offer I was a setter in, I'm currently a manager of. I'm currently managing the setters in that offer. So I don't know how life works, but there surely must be something that actually helped me get to that level, because yeah, me getting fired by far the best thing that's ever happened to me. Even though at the time I was in such a terrible place with my minds, because I was constantly sad, depressed. Even though I was making money, I was constantly sad, depressed, and unsatisfied. And imagine how, I wouldn't say heartbroken because I feel that's gay, but how devastated I was when I heard the news of me being fired. I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Yet I somehow managed to do it because it was do or die time. And that's how we as men operate. When our backs are against the wall, we just tend to operate at the highest possible level and we just make it happen. So I would just tell you to pretty much create an environment for yourself where it's literally a do or die time. If you're like tempting to quit your 9 to 5, quit it, because you're surely not gonna be homeless, because I'm sure that you're gonna go in a fucking beast mode to make it happen and to provide for your family, for yourself, to pay rent, to buy some food, to eat something at the end of the day. Because yeah, us being in a comfort zone, like there's a saying for a reason: comfort zone is a killer of the dreams. I'm not some wise guy. I just read it off of somewhere. I don't know. I read it somewhere. So they say it for a reason. Me stepping outside of that comfort zone was definitely by far the best thing that's ever happened to me. Not because I was that brave to step out. I mean, I'm sure that I would never step out of it back then, but it's what made me who I am today. I like I was facing. I was literally so how can I say, so sad. I'd say I was so sad that that happened, but you know, once again, it was do or die time, and I wanted to thank. I'm always thanking my mentor who actually kicked me the hell out of his team, because yeah, that's literally how he indirectly helped me just start this proper agency where I'm able to just go on some random hiking trips and still record the videos, make my clients satisfied, print like over 20K in a week, the same way we did last week across all my clients. And I'm just able to now make everyone happier, my setters, my closers, managers, I don't know, all my clients. And I genuinely don't think that I'd be able to do so if I didn't get fired, you know let alone this, pressing record and shooting a video for like talking 15-20 minutes. you know so here's how it went. I got fired. I had to become a manager in order to land some clients. I mean, better manager. I became a better manager. I started having scheduling these calls a bit better with my teams. So I learned how to speak better, more eloquently, more articulately, whatever. And then ultimately, I was able to just press record what I'm currently doing and spit value for like 15-20 minutes. Back then, I was scripting my videos for 2-3 hours, scripting and recording. It took me days to upload like 4 or 5 videos. I'm not even exaggerating. So there are so many different benefits of just stepping outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you are not even realizing it with your own eyes, but trust me, when you step out of your comfort zone, you're gonna, after a couple of months, you're gonna reflect and be like, oh crap, yeah, this guy from 4 months ago, how the hell was he even able to survive in such an industry, in such a ruthless industry? How the hell wasn't he just flushed out of the market? You'll see. Do it and you'll see. Hopefully this was helpful. Comment down below if there's anything else you'd like me to cover in the upcoming videos. Subscribe. I'm collecting an army of people that are outside of their comfort zones 24/7. Reach out to me on IG if you need any extra help, and thank you for watching. Keep smashing it, boys.